guys, it's Christia Horde. I am recording to you from Lake Lanier, Gainesville, Georgia. The reason why I'm recording today is to share with you a huge announcement, and that is we are moving our family back to Illinois after living here for 1 full year. Can you believe it? It's flown by, and it honestly has felt like a week-long vacation, but I named this video our year-long vacation in Georgia simply because that is exactly what it has felt like. The reason why I'm sharing this video with you today is because I'd like you to learn a lesson hopefully learn a lesson from what I've learned in this journey called life. And it's this: you're always going to go through struggles, and there's a season for everything in your life. So you have to have hope. You have to have faith that there's more, that you can do more, that you were created for more. And it's not until you take that risk and believe and have that faith that you'll actually begin to experience it. We moved out here basically on faith that God had a plan for us. The way that the situation panned out last year was all the arrows pointed here, and God just basically laid out the path for us and made the transition so seamless. And I believed with all my heart that he had a purpose for us here. Wasn't quite sure what it was. I had my own personal expectations. Sure, of course, we all do. But I always have in mind to align my plan with what God's will is in my life. And if it doesn't align, he's always going to reposition me or put a roadblock or get my attention somehow and refocus on what I truly need to be doing in my life. Parent, as a leader, as a businesswoman, as a wife, as a mentor, as a coach, every single person that I speak to, every situation that I find myself in, I always look for a way to glorify God through it. That's how I've always gotten through my struggles, my own personal struggles. So when we moved out here, it was very clear to me that God was calling us out here for a purpose, and I wasn't quite sure what that was. And this is what I found. I found that all along, God's plan was to bring my family out here so that we can work on our family and the closeness and the growth and the development of my family. I have literally spent the last 12 months having the best time of my life with my kids and with my husband. A completely new experience that has been an adventure one day after the other. And I want you to know that God is full of surprises, and we might not know what he has planned for us, but we have to have the willingness to dive in and take action and to just go. I don't know, but for me, it's hard to explain in words. It's a personal conviction that I believe. Always, honestly, every day I try to do the best I can to help other people, and I try to have the right attitude and a grateful heart and an open mind and a willingness to learn. And I believe that when you live your life passionately that way every day, that there's so much that God wants to bless you with and overwhelm you with all these blessings. And I've experienced that this year. So the transition from moving from Illinois out here has been a rebirth for my family, and we've experienced so much fun. My marriage has been stronger than ever before, and we'll be celebrating 17 years this year. So I'm happy to say that each stage of our life, God has brought us through a struggle, has taken us from a struggle into a recovery period, from that recovery period to a celebration time and a strengthening time and a rebirth moment, refired. He refires us up to go back into battle again and fight once again, because the job is never done. There's always going to be a struggle in your life. In order for you to grow, in order for you to change, in order for you to mature, you need to be challenged. throughout your entire life. And so 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago, when we were losing our home and we were losing our cars and we were losing everything, and we had nothing, and I was feeling desperate, I was feeling helpless, but I never lost hope that God had something planned. And from that period, we moved from Chicago out to the country and lived there for 3 years. And God did something incredible in our family, even at that point. But it was a recovery period, a time where I focused solely on healing from that struggle. And then taking us from there out to Georgia has been an exciting time, where a celebration time where we've celebrated that victory. We've overcome that struggle. And He strengthened us over this past year so much. I can't even explain how, but it's like, as much as a side of me doesn't want to let go of this experience, and I would just want to live this way for the rest of my life, I know realistically that there's so much more work to be done in areas where God needs me to minister, or God needs to place me in front of the right people to do His work. And that's the attitude that literally brought us to this crossroads, where we had to decide. We're up on 1 year. We had just signed a 1-year lease because we weren't sure where God was taking us and why He took us out here in the first place. And we're at that moment now where we've decided, okay, it's time to go back and hit the pavement hard again. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and we're re-energized, and we're ready to face whatever battle God has before us. But I will say this: it's been an incredible year, and the message that I want to relay to you is this: don't ever lose hope. Whatever season you're in, whether good or bad, it's a season, and seasons will change. Expect that, and know that through those changes, you ought to be growing, you ought to be expanding, you ought to be challenging yourself, you ought to be stepping out of your comfort zone if you want to fully experience the life that God has planned for you. So I just want to share with you a moment of thanks for all of your support, not only this past year, but over the years, and through this incredible time that I've had here, everyone that I've met here in Atlanta. I'm just so grateful for it, and you haven't seen the last of me. Know that for sure. I've got some great ideas for the future, and Lord willing, am able to fulfill those plans. I'm excited to see you all again soon, and hit me up on Facebook or YouTube at Christia Hord. Send me a message, because I'd love to chat with you. I'm always up for making new friends, and I hope that you'll enjoy this quick video.
They say you're the king of everything, the one who taught the wind to sing, the source of the rhythm my heart keeps beating. And they say you can give the blind their sight, and you can bring the dead to life. You can be the hope my soul's been seeking. I wanna tell you now that I believe it. I wanna tell you now that I believe it. I do, that you can make me new. I'm an empty page, I'm an open book. Write your story. I gotta slow down, stop for a second, take a look around, and I gotta